Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, it's Altcoins Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, to your own research. Today, let's just review BTC and maybe some alts. I'll probably do Ethereum as well. So right now, what are we looking at? We're looking at BTC USD on the daily. This is the current range high area, and you can see a lot of interaction with this level. It's a resistance level all throughout this entire range, and price is now interacting with that level now. Now, I think that longing in this current area is very risky. I would personally wait for a breakout if you want a little bit more of a safer trade, which is probably best in these current market conditions. Another trade setup that you can take is longing like this 36 to 34K area. Both of these areas should have decent support given this volume profile, and it's the equilibrium of the range. There are a lot of significant other indicators as well, but right now support is still here. I mean, we are seeing this area hold a support. It's the 200-day moving average, EMA, the exponential moving average. And this is usually a good SR level. As you can see, it was resistance back in late May and again in late June. And now it's currently flipped to support. As I said before, this is usually a good SR level, and for now it is still support. When you see the EMAs start to cross over, and especially the one like the daily, 200 EMA on the daily, you'll see a lot of interaction with the EMA when this is starting to flip from support and resistance. And that's especially true after like these huge trending time periods where, you know, the 200-day EMA period actually wasn't even tapped for quite some time. As you can see, it just acted as support this entire time. But this might be more like 2019, where you can see a lot of interaction with this 200-day EMA, where it's flipping support and resistance, flipping support and resistance all throughout this area from October on to March of 2020. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more of that like over the next few months. You might see something like it would break below, and then you'll see it come up, and then like see it support again, and then like, you know, you might just see more and more chop. So what I'm trying to say right now is this area is still support for now, but you'll not necessarily want to long this area either. I mean, if it starts to consolidate a little bit more around 40K, then I think it's a little bit more of a likely scenario this is going to move up. And I do actually believe that this will move up to like the 45 to 50,000 area for a lot of reasons. You know, I've explained that reasoning ad nauseum just like many times all throughout my videos the last few months. But for right now, I think that longing is somewhat risky, and like, you know, I am watching a scenario where this goes to like 36 to 34,000. I mean, it would make a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. Like, you know, it's interacted with this EQ and this trading range area for the last few months, and you know, that's just like an area of support that might come. But again, I'm just watching it. If it continues to chop around here, then I'm expecting 50K. I feel pretty good about that myself. As I said before, the 200-day EMA is acting support, and what we're seeing right now as well is we are seeing a lot of these other EMAs. They look pretty healthy in general. Like, price is now bullishly, EMAs are now bullishly crossing all of these, bullishly crossing upwards. And this is a little bit different than what we saw on past breakouts, where before you saw in late June, this 200 EMA on the 4-hour was still as resistance, right? So as I said, EMAs can often act as support and resistance levels. And this large gap between price and the 200 EMA, usually on the first tap, is a good area for resistance or a good sell area. But the difference between now and June is that you can see this acted as resistance back in late June, and it's now acting as support now. But this 36K area is an area that I'm watching, as I said, because this 200 EMA on the 4-hour is oftentimes a very good entry level. And this would be confluent with like, a high volume node area on volume profile, this EMA, and it's just also like a simple SR area as well. So I am watching this area, but the longer that price continues to hold around here, the more bullish that I will get. So right now we're seeing also Ethereum do very well, and I believe that the range high is coming. The $3,000 area is an area that's been tapped multiple times all throughout kind of this early June, late May area. And I actually believe that this area will be solid resistance because price hasn't tapped those areas for quite some time, since early June. So generally speaking, when there's a longer duration in between each level and each tap, usually the first tap or first approach is usually a pretty good entry for shorts or selling. So, I think that price is likely to pull back around 3,000 or 2,900. And retesting the EQ would be an interesting kind of entry if it comes. But for now, I do feel that 3,000 is like pretty likely for Ethereum. And like if price can break there, then like the mid 3Ks would come like 3,500 or so, 3,400. That's kind of like my overall plan. I do feel confident that it's going to hit 3,000, and then from there, I actually am not so sure. It could just continue back in its range, and then price just chills out for a little while. ETH BTC looks pretty good in general. You can maybe argue this is the bottom. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see ETH BTC kind of still hit this like higher low here. As you can see throughout its history, price takes a long time to form lows, especially on higher time frame charts, and like more so with like the bigger the market cap, usually the more accumulation time needed to form lows. And Ethereum BTC, like you can see, it takes several weeks to form lows all throughout here in kind of this April 2021 period. It formed like another low kind of like around here. Again, these are like multi-week scenarios too. Like it takes a long time for these lows to form. As you can see, it just takes many, many weeks. And this is kind of no different either. Like, we've seen ETH BTC kind of range and chop around for a while now. I would like to see 055 hold. I'm unsure if it is going to be like this is going to be the low. It's really going to depend on Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin goes up to 50,000 and then hits new lows like to 20,000 or so, like it's completely possible. Then this will certainly I think pull back to like below 055. And but with that said, like the overall short-term bottom still looks like in for the most part. Like it's making lower highs and it's making kind of like this equal low kind of area. And on high time frame charts, it still looks pretty good. Like on the weekly, it still looks fine. Like, it's forming a higher low, and like this is still like a bullish market structure. So it's really going to be interesting to see what ETH BTC does over the next few weeks. But for now, this bullish structure is still intact on the high time frame charts, in my opinion. So let's just briefly look. Some other coins that I like actually right now. I still like Luna, but like the risk to reward is probably not there. Like entering at this level seems a little bit risky. I think I would rather enter an aggressive entry would be like $10, and maybe like your stop would be below this like daily close here. Maybe something like this would be like an okay trade, but I personally would wait for like a bigger pullback myself. I think it's pretty likely to hit 13 to 15 in the next few weeks, but like again, I don't know what the reaction is going to be. And because Luna kind of led a lot of other altcoins, like it's gone pretty strongly over the last few weeks. I mean, like $6 to it's pretty much doubled over the last few weeks here. And because Luna kind of led a lot of the other altcoins, when Luna starts to pull back hugely, then you'll want to start to be cautious. And obviously AXS, that's another coin that we'll review here. That's another coin that really led hard, but because it led kind of like the NFT sector, like those are the coins like Alice, TBK, Sand, Mana, all those other coins. When AXS starts to pull back more, like I shorted last night around like 41.80 or something like that. I didn't short the top, of course, but I still think this is like bearish on the short term. When you start to see this kind of pull back, you'll want to be very careful of like similar coins in the same sector. And I'm still viewing like $30 or so. That's kind of like the area of interest. I'll probably take profit around like $34. That's kind of like an area that I'll be viewing. But to me, like I am shorting, like I sold that area. So still viewing like the $30 area, and I'll probably close it out there. But AXS, it looks bearish in the short term, in my opinion. And if you look on like this like lower time frame charts, like in my opinion, this is also just doesn't look very good. You can kind of see like a lot of selling, but you know, maybe it's just like a bull flag. I mean, I wouldn't recommend either shorting this either as well. Like shorting something like this is also very risky for many people that are just looking for signals. Don't short something like this because generally speaking, when you see this type of coin like have these big parabolic moves, like they're pretty unpredictable at these kind of areas. So I personally would not short if I were you, or unless you kind of like have very set stop loss. So anyways, I will call that my video for now, and I will be doing more videos all throughout this week. Thanks guys for the support.